Uh, okay. So today's topic is Git and version control. So do you have any idea what is version control? What is Git?
Version control helps the management team to make changes to the source code time by time.
Okay.
Git uses distributed version control system through which it is helpful for like to support for parallel development.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Let me give you a scenario. Suppose that consider that you started working on a code, means from the scratch you started working on the code, and means you started working on the code, and after making some changes in the code, means you started writing a 500 lines of code first, and the code was perfectly fine, it was running perfectly good. And after that there comes another requirement for you, and you started working on the same code because you want to introduce in the same code only, you have to make some changes. So you started making changes in the code, and after making changes in the code, you realize that you messed up the code at some point, and you want to revert back to the original code where you have written it. When you are doing it manually on a notepad plus plus or somewhere, would it possible for you to go back to the old code? First scenario. And second scenario, suppose a team of developers, means a team of people, group of people working on a project, and they're working on a same file, means the coding file which the future has been added, it has been in a single file. So everyone is working on the same file, means everyone has taken a copy from, each one has a copy, and each one started making the changes in the code. How they will be able to coordinate these changes? It's a single file, everyone has a copy, and everyone is making changes. How they will be able to make the changes? How they will be able to coordinate which line is yours and which line is theirs, and when they have to merge this code into single one, how they are going to do it? These are the two scenarios. I have given you real-time examples because these things happens once you join a company or once you start working in development projects. So these are the things actually face it. So to resolve this, we have a version control system. These are the things where if you are want to revert back to your old code, if you want to keep a version, means how much code you are going to change, and if you want to work with a group of people and you are working on the same file and you have to coordinate your changes in the same file parallelly, so to keep the track and everything, there comes the picture of version control. In a simple way, version control is like a system that records or keep tracks of the changes that made into file or set of files over time, and so that whenever there are means issues or anything, so that they can recall the older versions at a specific time, or they may go back to the old code. This is called version control. Did you guys understood what exactly I am saying?
Yes, Ashok.
Ashwant, Nagesh?
Yes, Ashok.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, so as I mentioned, it's this is kind of a system that keeps the records, whatever the changes has been made into a file or maybe a set of files, so that at some point of time you want to go back to the old code, and what exactly at what time you want to go back to keep this track of changes is called version control. And version control is of two types. One is a centralized version control system, and other one is a distributed version control system. Let me share my screen. Let me know once you're able to see it.
Your screen is visible, Ashok.
Okay. As I mentioned, version control system is of two types: centralized version control system and distributed version control system. So what is the basic difference? See, you let me give an example. You know, all you people use Google Docs, right?
Yes.
So the Google Docs is that you don't have anything to change, anything to modify. Means you will not be able to get the main file where you will be able to change or modify anything. Whatever has been Google is giving to you, you are just using that one. You don't have the base file, you don't have anything, you're just using that file and you are just going. And if you are using it only when the internet is available, if the internet is not available, will you be able to use that Google Doc?
No.
So the centralized system comes in like this is a client server model where the server and repository file, means the file which exactly you are using, has been accessed by only the clients, means the server. See, as you see here in the picture, this is a centralized system where on a single server the file has been kept, and it has been using by many developers, many people, and they are making changes and they're committing to it. Means if the Google is this server and it is giving to all of the people, at some point, if this server is gone, if server has power has been gone or maybe corrupted, you will not be able to use the Google Docs at all. So this is a client server model, means all the clients are using of a single server wherever the files are getting from it. Centralized version system, the best example is a Google Doc. If you have internet, you will be able to use it. If you don't, we will not be able to connect to this server at all in the first place. As we have seen many times, when the Google is on, we will not be able to use any service of Google, because Google is having that kind of a facility where they use a centralized version control system. They keep all everything on their servers. If it is the internet or maybe the servers are not available, they will not be able to use anything at all. This is called centralized version system. Best example is a Google Doc. Any doubts?
No, sure, continue.
And the second one is a distributed version control system. Now, as same as in the picture, if you see, distributed is a remote repository, means a single repository, and it has been distributed to another multiple repositories, and from there you take from to your local repositories, and you create your code, you do whatever you want, and you push to your local repositories, and from there it will be pushed to the main repositories. Means if it is corrupted here, you will not be able to push the code here. So anytime if you make changes or anything, whatever you are doing it, so there you will be having your own local file system, means your own, and the other person will be having its own, and the third person will be having, means multiple people will be having their own machines, and they will be having their own file system. And each file system, they will make the changes, and they feel that okay, these changes are good and perfect, and these can be pushed, or these can be pushed to the main repository. So then at that time they will push the repository. And if you feel that your code has been corrupted, you can directly pull the code from the main repository, and from there again you can start from the scratch. This is called distributed version control system. The best example which we are going to talk about is Git, and the other one is also Mercurial. There are different types of distributed version control system, but we will be talking about Git a lot, because this is the one which is very easy and very lightweight to use. So people are very much in the IT using it. So all the corporate people, means the IT world, whatever you're using, how to manage the project, how to push the code, how to actually create the repos, everything will be discussed in the Git. So as I mentioned, distributed control system model means you will be having your own repo, own repository. You will be taking it to your local system. You will be making the changes, or maybe doing anything. Or if you feels that if the code is perfect and it can be pushed, you will be pushed. And if or once you push that, that doesn't mean that okay, they are directly taking. No, they will compare it. They will see it whether this code is correct or not. Then they will accept that pull, then it will be pushed to the main repository, and the same person feels that okay, you are writing it the code and everything, and the same the other person is also working the same file. So they will compare both the files and see what are the differences, and they will merge it, and then they will push to the main repository. So these kind of scenarios work in the distributed version control system. See, if it is on a single server, if it is on the main server, and if you have pulled the data to your local report to your local machine, if the internet is not available also, you will be still working on your local machine, working on your changes, because there is no need of internet until you want to push the code to the this main server, until and unless, because anyways you have your own repository in your local machine and you are making the changes. But once the server is back, you'll be able to just push it. So there is no need of the internet until and unless you want to push the code to the main repo. This is distributed version control system. We will be talking, best example is Git, and we will be talking about it. Any questions on this?
After Ashok, after developer pushes the data to the, I mean, the code to the local repository, how come it will be able, they'll be able to compare it with the other code, Ashok?
That we will be checking how we are going to compare, how we are going to see, and who will be the persons. Means see, when you have the Git, that's the reason I asked you to have a GitHub account. So when you started having GitHub accounts, means in a single, every organization has a GitHub accounts. So what they do is that whenever they create a repo, in that repo they will be giving, or not all the people, not all the people access to compare and pull the requests. So there will be the leads where they will be checking the code from you and from the other developer. Both are working on the same file, and you have pushed from your side and he also pushed from his side. So he will be looking both the files, taking both the files, and he will be looking at the comparing. Means he will compare what are all the changes. The Git will show what are all the compares in both the files, and they will merge into a single file, and they will start pushing the code into the main repository. So that will be done by the leads, or maybe the senior developers, where they are having more access than you. Yours access will be on your just repo, you will be just pushing it, or maybe you are just taking the pull, but you will never be able to have how exactly you are going to compare the pull request or merge the pull request. That is a kind of more advanced people do it when they have more knowledge on the Git and how to compare the files. Because see, if you are working on a code of 1,000 files, and you have changed at 900 line, some person changed at 950 line, so you don't know what you have changed. Means the other person changed, and the other person doesn't know what you have changed. So when you pushed and the other person also pushed, so that makes a conflict when the code comes into the picture. So at that time, when he sees that there is a conflict, the GitHub automatically shows there is a conflict. So at that time, the person who is at the lead, or maybe the senior developer, they will look into it, and they will see the conflict, and they will compare both the files, and they will adjust the files according to it, and they can, after that they will pull the request, and after that they will push to the main repository, until unless it is not possible. And before pushing to your local to this one also, there is a permission access between you, the person who is actually have to approve the request, so that it will be pushed to the main repo. So there are a lot of approvals in between. It's not simple like that. Means we are, right now we are in the basics, we will be doing anything, but once you work in a project, there will be a lot of approvals, and there will be a lot of uh, code checks in between, and after that only they will be approving your request to provide it to the main repo. Got it?
Yes, Ashok. Repository means space, is it?
No, repo means is a folder kind of things. Means in the folder, whatever you are keeping the files and everything, it's called repository. Means
Okay.
your separate project if you're working on a project, that project total code is present in a single repo. That's called repository. Means whatever the files you're creating and whatever the code is present, that's called repository.
Like a database.
Database is totally different. Database will have many things, right? This is simple thing is that whatever you have created or other people's have created, it has been present in a single folder. That folder structure is called repository. Means whatever you are having kept there. We will be talking about that next
It's
only.
like
I will
listen.
mention.
One more thing,
Regarding,
Ashok.
sorry.
One more thing, like in distributed,
Yes.
uh, can you go for the slide 3? in distributed version control systems, remote repository is nothing but GitHub here.
No. Remote repository means yes, it's a GitHub means where exactly they means right now we are using GitHub. Means
Okay.
they may not be using GitHub. They may be keeping this in a separate server, and they are not using the GitHub. They are just using this means whatever they have created. They may use Bitbucket. They
Okay.
may use Bitbucket also. So it depends. I'm just not saying it's a GitHub. For our scenario, we'll be considering as GitHub right now.
Okay. So these things are all stored in which place, Ashok? Like these three.
These are all web-based Git files. Means they will be stored on a separate server. Means they will
Okay.
be having their own servers and they will be storing it there. For means if you have a project or maybe if you are a premium user, means the organizations whatever they take means suppose if you have GitHub, this is your personal accounts, right?
Yes.
These are all your personal accounts, but there will be organizational accounts also, where the GitHub gives you more access to this, not more than this. It will give more access to that. So at that time, whatever you are doing, so they will be having what see means in a single. See, this is one repository. This is a one repository. So like that, they will be having multiple means in a single organization. There will be multiple projects. So they will be having multiple repositories, multiple projects details on this. So each organization changes like according to that. They use whatever they want. Means Bitbucket, yeah, GitHub. There are many tools they use. So Mercurial, as I said. So these are the things how exactly they want to use it and they want to work on that. It depends on the project to project vary, or man company to company also. And the company also, as I said, each project varies according to that. Means if the client wants to have their own Git access and everything, so they will be having their own Git credentials and everything. So you have to use that and you have to push the code according to their repo only. And they may not be using GitHub, they may be using Bitbucket. But whatever you're making the changes, you are making the changes in Git. So there are a lot of things, but you should know the basics that. But end of the day, it's the same basics. If you know the basics, at the same way it works there also. Means they will be using the same formula only in the GitHub, Bitbucket or Mercurial, the same thing. You will be writing the code, making the changes. If you feel confident, you will be pushing the changes, and the code, if the everything is fine and the developer feels that okay, this is correct, so then he approves the request. And after that, the lead thinks that okay, if there are conflicts, he will compare and pull the request, and he will pushing that to the main repo.
Done, Ashok.
Any questions?
And these three things are stored in the local server, Ashok.
What these
Local
things?
repositories.
So yeah, this local is that once you take the code from your this from main server, this local repository is your on your local machine.
Okay.
On your local machine, this will not be done and anything. This will be only been presented to you. And once you feel that you can these are good, then you can push. So that's the reason there is push and pull. Means you have to see the new changes from other developers, and you have to feel that okay, I need this code, then you can pull it. And you feel that okay, what are the changes I have made, these are good, so you can push it. Pull push, we will be talking a lot. Means the Git is mainly on these things only. How to initialize, how to add the files. Any questions?
No, sure. Continue, sure.
Okay, now so okay, Git, as I said, is a distributed version control system. So it's a tool which you want to manage your project source code and everything. And GitHub is a web-based one. Means Git and GitHub are not same. Just keep this in mind clearly. Git and GitHub are not same. Git and GitHub are different. Git is the one where you will be using, that tool will be used to manage your project source code from your side. And GitHub is a web-based one where you will be using that GitHub to access your repos to other persons, maybe public or private, and sharing your repos to the other person. That is the reason we use GitHub. So these are not, both are not same. These are two different ones. I will explain you. Now I have created a folder called demo in EC2 instance. Okay, now I'm seeing, I want to check whether in my file there is a Git is installed or not. Git is not found. So I will be using to install Git first. I said Git is a tool. So we will be installing the tool in my machine to access and to make my life easy. Now done. So see, the Git has been installed in my machine right now. See, I have used just a one simple command, sudo am install git. This, anyone tell me why I'm using sudo?
To have administrative privileges.
Yeah, that's right. So see, M is a kind of means. Suppose normally if you are using a Debian system, for Amazon Linux we have to use M, but for Ubuntu and other machines you have to use apt, advanced packaging tool. So you can find it out in Google what is the difference between M and apt.
Okay.
For Amazon Linux image, because this has been managed by Amazon, so they use M. For a non for Debian systems we have to use apt. So sudo apt install git, it will install the git version. So this is git. Now I have my GitHub account. This is my GitHub account. In the first place, in the first place, what exactly I want to do is that I want to create the file and I want to push something. Means in the first place only. Okay, before that, should I go? Okay, let me create it. Now I'm creating a repository name. Means whatever I want to store or do anything in a different file, I will be doing on this repository. I will be creating the files and whatever maybe it will be present in the GitHub as like this. So I will be I'm creating a repository. This is a repository name. In this repository means in this folder, whatever I'm going to create the files and maybe multiple files, whatever maybe will be present in this repository in the GitHub. And if some person feels that this can be used or this can be taken, they can clone it, they can fork it. That we'll be talking separately. And see, public and private, what is the main difference? See, public is that anyone on the internet can see this repository. If they know this repository name, anyone can see this. If it is a private, this will not be seen. Whoever can, this will be chosen. Means if I send this file, not everyone can push the code directly to me. They have to have a request, they have to access my request, they have to send the request up, means notification to me that can I access this repository name. And in the private also, not everyone can see this repository names until unless you share the https link to them. So, and maximum organizations and whatever people use it, they use the private accounts, not public. And whoever wants to work on the open source project code, means they have want to do something and they want to develop something, and they feel that okay, this can be going through public so that anyone can use that, and they can. Linux is an open source system. Anyone can modify the code. Anyone feels that okay, this can be modified, this can be done, they can make the changes and they can give it to the Linux persons. But it is their thing that whether they need to take it or not. So that is a compare and pull request that we will be talking about. So right now I'm just going to create a public. Add a readme file is that, suppose if you are creating this repository, if you mention add a readme file, so it will be saying what exactly the project is totally. If you someone doesn't know anything about this repository, If they go to this README file, they will be able to understand what exactly this project is, and they will be knowing what exactly has been written about this project. You have to mention what exactly you are going to do this in a ADME file. If you don't want, just leave it. And git ignore and everything, you don't need any license, so that you can't do anything. Means if you want to have multiple access and everything, then you can be, suppose I said, these are the other licenses where you want to work it out, and the organizations comes into the picture. So we will be taking none. So I'm just creating a repository. Now a folder has been created. See, if this, with this link, I will be able to access this repository at anywhere in the anywhere. Here I am in a incognito mode. Let me open in normal. See, I'm able to access with this URL. I'm able to access at anywhere with this repository, DevOps Git teaching. Right now it's empty, but if I add some files and anything, I'll be able to seeing that. See, these are all public. These are all publics. I'm able to see there are 9 repositories. One is a private repository, so I'm not able to see that. Now, if I click Ansible, this is a public, so I'm able to see that. But if it is a private, I'm not able to see. In my own profile, I'm able to see from outside. I'm not signed in anywhere. I'm just using Google Chrome, and in that I have created 10 repositories, but there are 9 repositories that showing it to me because 9 are public. One is a private repo. I'm not able to see that. Have you understood?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, sure.
This is Git. Now the Git has been installed. Suppose first thing is that we have to configure this GitHub credentials to our Git, so that whatever we are going to make the changes, whatever we are going to do on this repo should directly come from our account. For that, we have to configure Git. First is that Git we have to configure. So let me configure my credentials here. See, this will be git config global, means you want to use the global, and user.name and your username. This will make you configure the git credentials of the GitHub account. Just a minute. That was a command, right? Just a minute, guys. It is not accepting this. The username was the same thing. User git config global username. Okay, that's right. It just takes the credentials and everything. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So first, before using Git, we will config our email and our user name. So these are the two things where if you want to use your Git and on this particular machine right now, so we'll be configuring our username, and there is no need of credentials. The credentials will come when you want to push the repo or maybe you want to clone it. So that time you will be have to give the credentials. How to do that I will be mentioning you. So this will be a username, and you user email is that anything you can keep it. It depends, means whatever you are making the changes, anything, it will be providing the details to this your mail ID. That's it. So this is a git config. So as I mentioned before going to this, I just want to have mention you these three things. So repo, as I mentioned, it's a directory that contains your project work. Or like as I mentioned, all the files in the repository can be uploaded to GitHub and shared with other publicly or privately. So this is called repository. So basically a directory where you can share your work, where it's either publicly or privately. That depends on you or maybe on your organization, how exactly they do it. Now suppose there are three steps that when you create a file and you want to push that file to the GitHub, to the Git, there are three things. One is modified, staged, committed. What is modified is that when you have a file, first file, you started making changes to that file. That change exists only on your local computer in your working directory. You have not pushed that changes yet to the Git at all. You have not yet done anything, means that changes are only visible to you. Once you have made the changes and you feel that okay, these files are good and these can be pushed to Git, so that at that time we use a git add command, like as is show here in the figure. So when you add git add that file name, that will move to the git staging area. That staging area is that involves your development history, means it will show that okay, this file has been pushed, this file has been just added to the git. Now here we just take an example. Suppose you have four files, you made changes and you thought that okay, let me add these four files. You mentioned git add and mentioned all the file names. You went on, but you feel at some time before pushing to this code to the main repo, you thought that okay, I think only three files is necessary, the fourth file I think I still have some doubts. Then you can just provide git push only the three files, only the three files, then only it will be pushed. Otherwise the fourth file will not be pushed, because you feel that it gives you a chance to review your files, whether all the files should be pushed or not. So that way the staging works out, means whether to see whether whatever the changes you are making, whether whatever you're pushing to the code, whether the changing area, whether this can be pushed or not, to review you. That's called staging. Commit is that once you have added and you provide git commit, that means you are sure about your the files, so that you are going to commit these changes to your local repo, means to your repository. So on your folder, on your repository, you are going to change it. Let me go through it. You will not be able to understand until I make something. So let me do it. Okay, now first thing, when you want to start, okay, here it is. See, these are all the, see, once you created a project, means a repo, so automatically Git gives you the commands, what exactly can be done, what exactly it needs to be done. So this are the commands which you are going. So I have already not Git initiate. So we are initiating a repository in your local, in our local machine. Now I want to create some file. Okay, now let me, automatically when you initiate a file, git initiate, automatically .git will be created. This is a hidden file, it will not show to everyone. So that's the reason I use ls minus a. .git will be automatically created in your repo. It is mandatory file and it will be created by git itself. Once you initiate the project, git initiate automatically will create a .git file. So now let me create a file. Vim, take an example, calculator.sh. Now let me copy paste it, because it takes a lot of time to again to write this one. Now I have added a calculator.sh file. Okay. Now this file is just in your local machine. In your local machine, I have not yet pushed, I have not yet added to your local repo also. I have not yet added at all to Git also. Now if I add git add calculator.sh, this file will be added to the Git. Now you see git status. This will be the command will be showing everything what exactly is happening in the backend. See, no commit set, changes to be committed, new file. There is a file called calculator.sh which has been created. This is in staging file, means this file has been added. I want to, what you want to do, whether you want to push this file, first you have to make a commit. So this one is the main thing. Git status will show what exactly the file is been going on. Guys, if you have doubts, ask me when I am doing it, because you have to understand how exactly the Git works out. So these are the basics. These are the ones which you need more when you start working on Git.
Ashok, till now you have initiated the Git and you have
Yes.
created a calculator file. Now we are
Yes.
making changes.
Yes, I have calculated character.sh file in my local machine, and I've added that file to the repo. Means I've just added, means it has been still in the staging area where it has been just
The
added. I have
local
not
repo.
yet committed.
Okay, okay. It is still in the local repo.
Yes, it is still in the local repo and it has been added. Means if I feel that I should not do that, I will just keep like that only. I don't have to. But if I just make a commit, if I do git commit, see, that is the reason the Git gives you the thing here. It is asking first initiate on your local repository. After that, whatever you want to add that files, means whatever been have been the files there. After that, you want to push that files to the repositories, to the Git. So this is the one. After that, this branching I will explain you later. I just don't want to do it right now. After that, if you want to push this remote to the remote to the GitHub, this is the command. For this command, I want to add these files to the GitHub. So this is the command. And after that, I want to push the file to the master. So this is the one that I will be explaining. So now the file is in the local machine. It has been staged. Now if I'm going git commit -m. Why -m is that? See, there will be, right now you are the only person, you are making the commits, that's fine. There will be hundreds of people working on the same repository, means in a single repo there will be hundreds of people and thousands, maybe lakhs people who are working in a public thing. And someone, you just made a child and you just mentioned git commit and you just pushed it. If you don't provide git -m and just provide git commit, automatically it will push this file. But to understand what exactly at what time you have pushed, what exactly you have pushed, to know and who has pushed this commit, to mention this, that is the reason we mention git commit -m, and we have to mention the comment. This is mandatory. This is a very good coding practice to understand what exactly we are going through it, what exactly we are working on it. So I will, as I mentioned, there is a first commit. So I will be doing that one only, first commit. Now, if I enter this, the file has been committed, so means it is ready to go. Now if you see git status, so nothing to commit, working, because it's already been committed. Now if I want to push this file, means to this, to a particular repository, to this particular repository, git remote, means to this GitHub account, to this GitHub DevOps learning account, I want to push this file. So this is the line which I have need to take it. If I enter this, automatically the file will be added to this repository. Going for whatever I'm making the changes, all these files will be added to this DevOps Git teaching repository. Up to now, this was in my local machine and my local repository. Once I push this git remote add origin, automatically these files, whatever I'm making, this will be pushed to this GitHub repository. Now I'm just gonna push it. Git, for that, push -u origin. So basically, when you create a GitHub, automatically the first thing it will be having is a master branch. Once when you create a repo in your GitHub, automatically the first thing will be having a master branch. Default branch is called master branch. And for that reason, see here, the Git automatically given you a branch to create a new branch, but it's called main or master, but I'm saying it as a master, so it takes it as master only. So if I push, if I want to push, so here it will be asking you the credentials. Who is this person who is pushing these credentials to this GitHub repository? So here I have to provide my username. If it is a case sensitive, also it doesn't take. Ah, come on.
Gcaps.
Yeah, my laptop is not working perfectly. See, here I want to mention something. Password. I will be copying one password. I will be showing you for you also what to do it. Now this has been pushed. See here you are seeing to GitHub new branch branch master setup track origin master, means it has been pushed the file. Now if you see git status, your branch is up to date, there is nothing to commit. Now if you go to your repo and you just refresh this coding part, see here the file has been pushed to this repo, and if you click on this you will be able to see the coding what we have done. This is the way where we will be creating our coding, and if you want to push and everything what we have, see this is my own account, I'm doing it continuously, but for some other, means if you are forking some other things, or maybe you are taking some other person's account and you want to push their code to that repo, we have to have that approvals and everything that I will be explaining you. This is the way where you will be pushing your account coding code to, and what are the files to your repositories, DevOps Git teaching. So, and here I have to talk about something. This password up to 2021 August, obviously the GitHub used to ask only whatever with what credentials you are logging in. That with that credentials only it will be accessing it. But after 2021 August, it changed. It changed to a different thing. In your GitHub accounts, go to settings, and there is a developer settings in down. Go to this, and there is a personal access tokens. Okay, there will be tokens classic. Just go to there, and here there will be called generate new token. Okay, so just click on that. So it will be asking. It will be asking to create what is this token for. Just mention something. So this is the expiration date, and what this exactly the scopes means. For what exactly this token can be done. Full control of your private repositories, workflow, packages what you want to write, and the admin public keys. You just click on everything and generate token. This will generate a token. That token. Okay, let me generate it. So means with this you will be able to do anything when you are going to have it.
One more thing, Mr. Ashok.
Oh, just that's fine, no issues. See, it will give you this access. Okay, copy paste this at some place anywhere in your notepad and keep it very mandatory, because see, make sure to copy your personal access token. Now you won't be able to see it again.
So this is the password, Ashok.
This is the password. Before that, when we used to have this, means when you want to push the code and anything to your GitHub repos, they obviously directly ask to ask have only the passwords, means whatever the credentials you are logging in with the same credentials it was accepting before. Now it has been changed. So why I'm telling this one to save it is that, suppose if you are using a same, means here this is an instance, right? If you are using the same instance and again that we can cache that, we can cache it, we can cache the credentials and keep it so that we don't have to enter every time. But this instance will not be there, will not be creating every time, right? We will not be having this instance at all. Every time we'll be creating a new instance, so every time we will not cache it. So that's the reason I'm saying you to copy paste this credential and keep it somewhere safely, so that every time when they ask you to push something or do something, you can directly give this credentials to there and you can work on it. You got it?
Yes, Ashok.
Make
Ashok,
sure, see, I have created this yesterday, training this one yesterday, just to explain you everything. That's the reason I've created this one. But for this, the credential is that I have saved it here, because I'm not able to see this one. If I click on this also, I'm not. If I want to upgrade regenerate, so I have to mention some more things and I have to take that one. So better take this one and keep it with you. Copy paste it. See, now just now I've created and I'm now it is not there. Okay, just copy paste it so you can use it. And this will be like 30 days, as you see it will be 30 days, and the time period you can keep as many days as you want. And after that, once it has been expect, create a new token and use that same thing.
one token, after creating one token, it is valid till 30 days. Is it, Ashok?
It is more than that. It's up to you. Means if
You
you
can
click
set
on
to.
generate new token,
Okay.
here it is, the scope is the scope rate. See, this many days, and you can keep it custom also. It's up to you. And if you can keep, and I will prefer very strongly, don't keep no expiration, never. And GitHub also says the same thing.
Okay.
Because if you keep no expiration, at some point anyone gets this token, they will be able to access your GitHub and they can push everything into your GitHub accounts. Okay.
Ashok, after creating my GitHub account, my
Yes.
profile picture has been uploaded there, but I haven't uploaded any picture. It is not even my Gmail account's picture also. It is some random picture, but it is my photo only. It has been uploaded, but I have not done. How come it has accessed my photos and all, Ashok?
I'm not sure. I need to check. Once this means once the module is completed, we will look into it. We'll share your screen and we will look into it.
Okay.
So any doubts, means this is the way where you create and you want to add and you want to do something. This is the way we have created your file and we have added. If you see ls, the calculator.sh is still present in here because this is a local file which we have created. Now, if you make some changes and do anything, this will be having the same thing, calculator.sh. We will be looking further. Any questions on that? So here, making your project remote means sending the data to the main thing. So yes, the commit IDs and everything. I forgot. See, the commit IDs will be having a different commit unique IDs that I need to mention. Otherwise, see, if you see there is a one commit on the history. So this will show you what exactly the commit ID is. See, this is a unique one. So this has been committed. This is a unique one. This is a
Here
unique
we
ID.
can write and change, Ashok, the code.
Yeah, you can do that. Here also you can do that. Means you can leave a comment. Means if you are doing something, okay, this is the first commit, very good one. On the comment, we can commit it.
Okay, but we cannot modify
Yeah, we
that
can modify
code.
it. We can modify it.
I'm
Why not?
like the main user can modify, but the people who are looking into it, they can.
That this is a public access, right? You can do anything. This is a public file, and I have logged in, so I'm just gonna see.
Okay.
Read see. If I add it and if I change it, so here it asking me. See, this is the commit changes. You can do it. Commit directly to the master branch. Yes. See now, see if you go to the history, it will be showing two commits. But it has been on the main one, but not on your local. Here, if you see, it will be still showing yours is an up to date. Your branch is up to date, but here we have updated to the GitHub. If we want to take this code, we have to pull it. We have to push. We have to pull request means we have to take the code from this DevOps Git teaching. For that, see, let me show you that one. It will be a little further for you, but let's go. See, this will be the cloning one. If we clone it, so automatically this will create git clone. If I add it, automatically the file will be added here. Means the character.sh file will be updated. DevOps Git training. With this in this folder, whatever have been added, that will be present here. And if I open at calculator.sh, see the added file has been here. This is a one way to clone it, and one way we can take the changes and we can push it. That we will be talking later. Let me don't go further on these things, because if I go further, that will be a problem for you only, because what is the command to delete files along with everything inside it?
Remove.
W
Sorry,
Ashok.
no, to delete. I'm just asking about to delete.
RM remove Ashok.
Or and okay, let me try RM. No, it is not accepting it. What is the command to delete
RM
the
minus
directory?
R.
Okay, RM minus R. Yes, remove Commands means when you are using it, remove, if you, along with the directory, along with the files present inside it, you have to remove it, rm minus r. Remove is just for the files, and if you want to remove the files along with the directory and the files inside it, you have to use rm minus r. Make sure to start practicing the commands. You need to have it, or maybe just do a Google search, that's fine, but still remember. Okay, now where were we? Okay, this is the same thing. So setting up your GitHub account you are already having, create a repository, configuring Git for the very first time, making a commit, putting up your project on GitHub. So what you have done, you have already done it. Pushing commits in local repository from the command line to your repository in GitHub, we have done that. Accessing your private commits. So if you want to have this basic comments, just go to this line and access these links. It will help you to understand what exactly is it. These are the basic Git comments. Basic. See, tell Git who you are. Initiate. Check out a repository means just I did a clone. Means I want to whatever exactly I want. And Git username to the path per remote server. Add files, whatever we are adding. Commit. So commit changes to head, but not head to the remote repositories. Git commit minus a means adding directly the files. Push origin master, whatever we have done. Status. And to the remote repository means to the GitHub. And these ones is git remote minus v means it will show what exactly to which repositories you are on to push it. This checkout everything I will be mentioning you how to change the branches and everything. So these are the basic commands. Git pull, fetch and merge changes the remote server to your working directory. So if you pull on this thing, if you pull it, just a minute. So git pull, git merge means you are merging the branches, git difference. So these are all the files, means git log will show what exactly the log has been there. See, there's a git log, what are the changes you have made from yours. Still yours is has not yet been pulled. If you use git pull, see now the file has been added. Means whatever we have made the changes here. Let me see. See, it has been added the new lines. So that is the reason it is showing 2++. You are getting it right?
Yes, sure.
This is a git pull. So this is the way, because I have made the changes in my here directly on the GitHub, and I have taken it. Now if I see git log, it will show me the two commits. This is the the latest commit will be shown on the top, and after that the old commits will be shown in the back end.
So for every update that inequality is going to change here?
Sorry?
For every update.
Every update?
Inequality is there for after pushing your file into Git.
Yes.
Is that ID is going to change?
Yes. Means which ID you are talking about?
Not here.
The commit ID. Okay, the commit
Yeah,
ID. Yes, it changes every time. See, here also for the two commits, there will be two different commit IDs. See, this is a unique one.
okay. So after update, which one we need to take here? Same one or?
That is actually that will be used to check who has pushed it and who has been done. See, if you click on the commit, what all the changes you have made in that commit, it will be showing you. See, I have added this line and I have added this line, so it is showing me. These are the two lines I have added.
Okay, sure.
So these are the commits which shows you what exactly you have modified everything in that commit. so that see this Git you will not be able to bluff anyone, because everything is noted, everything is time stamped. See, it is showing committed 8 minutes ago, so everything is a time stamp. So if you make and see in old days what we used to do is that before Git, people what used to do is that they will directly make the changes in the codes, and if there is some issues before that in any way, they will just make the changes in that code and they'll just push it to the directly to the main server everywhere, means in the production or maybe in development. No one will be able to understand who made these changes. Means when we used to do a command, suppose if you are, let me show you a file. Give me a minute. Come on, not a single file is there. Actually, I used to keep these files. Okay, just a minute. Let me show you, because you need to understand how exactly these things work out. Because this is Java decompiler. So don't worry about this thing. I'm just want to show you one thing. So that's the reason I'm just showing you something. See, this is a code. This is just a Java code. If I feel that at this line there is some issue, I will just change this line somewhere, and I will just directly keep the same thing in the server itself directly. I will never be able to understand who made these changes, who has done something. Never I will be able to understand these things. But for some people, means they say that to have a very good coding practice, some will modify the changes. Means some will be keeping the changes. Means they will be writing the comments on top of it. Let me show you a comment at least that I have added here. Where is it? It is not here. So just give me a minute, guys. I will show you. But don't worry about these things. These will never come to you. This is just a different side. I'm just showing you so that you understand what exactly I'm talking about. Because why we are just this much saying that why we need Git this much, and why we are actually having these things, so that you can understand how exactly these things work. This is totally unrelated to you, but let's leave it. It's not here. Somewhere I have been missed something. We will actually, for best coding practice, we keep some comments on that. Means who made the changes. But still, if you write your name, that they consider that you have made that change. But if you don't write that name, they will not be able to see who has made that changes at all. So we will be able to easily escape from what we have done. But with Git, you will never be able to do that, because every time when you mention these things, when you make these changes, so it will be having a unique ID, and it will be showing the commit what exactly it has been modified, what exactly has been changed. So that's the reason Git is very lightweight and very easy. And you can't bluff with Git. It is not possible. If you are using Git, everything, whatever you have made, you have changed, you have committed, will be showing. Everything will have history. Any doubts, guys?
For public and private key, same lines, same
Yes, same thing.
same
Public
thing.
and private is the same thing. You the thing is that just for the access, it's different. That's it.
Okay.
Here you may have multiple repos, but you don't want to have this access to every person, so you will keep it as private. That's it. But if you want to push and if you want to initiate, it's the same commands. The commands will not change at all. It will be the same thing. So that's the reason I'm saying this is the same thing. So for basic commands, you just go to this lab. Means I'm going to share this one. So here, see the comments in Git as we're talking about it. See, here's the time one, the ID, commit 2, commit 3, commit 4, commit 5. So everyone has a unique ID, the time period, and they can see who changed these files. And suppose at this commit 3, the bug is there, and still the people continue going on C. And based on the commits, they will be seeing the files, right? Here we can be seeing who, at what time, which file has been added, where exactly it has been added. So based on that, they will be understanding exactly at which commit the bug came, and they can review it and they can change the code, and after that they can again push this code. So that's where the commits works out. So this is the same thing that commits are being mentioned about this commits in Git. So you can't make anything, everything will be stored in Git, means everything, each change will be captured. So everything will be having this kind of thing, so you can't make anything wrong in Git. So if you are done and you have to take the responsibility that, okay, I have made this mistake, so I'm just going to push this code to here. So that's the reason Git comes. And for organizations and for the project works, Git is very good, because whatever the changes, they were going to keep tracking of all the changes what you have done, and from all the developers, from all the project work. So this is about Git starting phase, means this is still starting. We have to go further also. So this is the one: initiate, add file name, commit, remote, push. So as I say, the status will show what exactly of the working directory to the staging area, and the Git log will show what exactly whatever has been pushed up to now. Any doubts, guys?
Committing, we do it for local repository. Pushing, we do it for master repository. Is it, Ashok?
Sorry, committing.
We commit our files to local repository, but when it comes to push, we do it to the original master repository, right?
See, if you are using Git remote, means to which GitHub you are going to add it. So that is the reason we are going to push this command Git remote. If we use it and add the origin, means to where exactly this repo has to, means the changes has to go. So that URL, so that where it will go to that GitHub, to that GitHub account. See, if you see, you can use this command to add a new remote repository or local repository. Means so that you can add Git remote, add URL, which URL you want to push to this URL address of that GitHub. If you push that, automatically the changes which has been provided will be pushed to that GitHub account, GitHub repository.
Okay. But we can't push directly to the master repository, Ashok.
Yeah, we have pushed directly to the master only, right now.
Okay.
See, as I said, Git and GitHub are different. So here, if you see DevOps Git training, see, this is the master branch. There is only one branch right now. This is the master branch. Okay. This is the master branch. Whatever I'm making the changes and I'm pushing it, I'm directly pushing it to the master itself. I'm not making anything. If in my local, I may have multiple branches. I may create multiple branches in my local, but those branches are not present in the GitHub at all. It will not be present. If I create branch here, and if I pull it, let me create a branch.
There is one branch, Ashok. It's showing there is a branch.
No, this is the default branch.
Okay.
See, now there is a different branch. Now I create me another branch. Let me see. Now, see, here it is nothing. Still, it will be nothing. There is nothing here. Okay, there is nothing here. If I git pull, see, these branches has been added to my local repo also. Now, if I see git branch, it will be showing master. These branches has been created. Now, it is showing only one thing. So these are empty, so it's not considering that one. So origin, it has been already up to date. So if I create the same branches in here, if I want to create branch, now if I click git branch, so here I am saying, because it will not automatically create these branches, because I am creating it from my side, because these are all from the every person, means every branch is for every person, that I will be explaining you further. This is the way how we create a branch, means git branch name, what exactly branch has to be created in your local repo. If you push this also, these branches will not go to your main master. It will not go, because we have to create separately in the GitHub account, because that is the way where you want to push it to the only to the master, or maybe to different branches. We have to mention and we have to keep it here. Any questions, guys? Means I will be going further, because any questions? Go on, go on.
In this GitHub account, we can find yeah, like Java, like Python, the
Yeah,
different
anything.
codes.
See, suppose what you want, Python. There will be all GitHub. Just click on that. See, and go for maximum stars. Okay, this is the one.
From here, we can extract the code.
Yeah, from here what you have to do is that you have to fork. That I will be explaining you. That I will be
Okay.
explaining. You don't want to fork, then you can directly go to the git clone. This one. If I git clone, I don't know how much memory is this one. Let me go for a less one. Yeah, that's fine. Let's take it my Python example. See, this is for MIT. These people have been dying from the geek computers. They are doing these changes. If you see the commit, there are 3,667 commits, and they are done 9 hours ago. See, they are accepting it. They are taking these things. Means they are accepting the pull request from every person. See, Bum Pillow has made these changes, and geek computers are actually merged their pull request to this one. So these are the things. So you can do two things. Means you can clone. Means directly. Means if you want it here, exactly what you can do is that directly you can download the zip file, where you can directly have this one. Means if you click on download zip, so this is directly it has been taken. If you want to clone, you can directly clone it, and if you want to work and you want to know them that you are making the changes again onto this one, yeah, That's fine.
Git clone.
Now if I click ls, this will be there here.
Python.
But if you want to have this one, means this is in my local repo, right? If I want to have this in my GitHub account, I just have to mention fork. If I fork it, it will be asking Ashok Kumar Python and copy the master branches only. If you don't click on this, it will be creating everything. Means it will be having every branches, whatever it is having, it will be creating in this your. It will be forking on your GitHub. So if you see this, so it has been there. See, fork from Geek Computers, and if you click on master, they will be seeing what are all the branches you are having. Means they have only one branch, only master.
Ashok, sorry to interrupt, but I have a doubt.
Yes.
Git clone is to add a new file to the GitHub, and Git add is to add changes to the working directory.
No. Git clone is not to add a new file. Git clone is that whatever the repo means, see, Python repository means this repository. I have cloned all total repository to my local repo.
Okay.
That this total repository I am cloning. This total repository, the Python repository from somewhere I'm cloning it. Anything you just, if you have this HTTP, and see, as I'm saying, if this is a public one, you will be able to take this. And if it is a private, you will not be able to clone, and if you will not be able to see this Python at all. So as I said, if you see Python, all GitHub, so I can see, I can clone anything I want, anything. It's up to me. Means if I go show me the code Python version, if I'm going here, so here I'm seeing there is only, see, they are having many branches. Reward 61, 62 means they're having two branches. And if I want to have this only me here, if I want to add it, just I will go here and I will click this code. And if I click on copy it, if I download it, it will be download to my local machine. If I clone, I want to have it in a Unix machine. So I will just mention git clone. Oh, come on. See here, if I'm saying this, it will again take this repo and it will be added to me to this Python same one. But I think okay, it will take it because it's a very small less one. See now if I click ls, see there will be two Python folders, two Python repositories. One is small, one is up. This one is from the Geek Computers and this one is from the Show Me the Code. So this is a clone. You are cloning whatever the data you are having, the files. That's a basic difference. You got it, Punit?
Yes, Ashok.
See, this is actually further because before that I want to talk about branching, but you are got taken me to the fork and clone also directly. So this is the Git remote and everything. Pushing changes after the first commit means, as we said, initialize your Git repository, linking it to the remote repository. So Git status will show what exact it has been there. Add will add the files. Commit will automatically add the commit message, means what exactly you want, and push to that and Git push. So if you push, it will automatically push. If you mention origin master, it will only push to the master origin, means master branch. And if you want to download a repository, git clone. See, this is the git clone, as we are want to download that someone repository or copy someone. So this is the download repository. We have to do it. And after that, this is the git clone URL. If you want to go through, means about this git URL here, where is it? My laptop is not working perfectly. See, this is the docs GitHub account where you can go and see what exactly it has been there, how exactly the clone works out. About the clone, you can find anything here about the clone, how exactly it works out, how to fetch and everything. So this is one of the things about the Git clone. Any doubts, guys? Means if you have any doubts, ask me now itself before going to branch. Whatever you are having doubts. So these five are the main things when you push a command and when you first started working on it. Initiate will initialize the repository, add will add the file name to the staging, and commit will commit to your local repo. Once you have committed and you want to add this changes to your GitHub account, to your own repository, add origin, remote add origin, and push that whatever your repository means GitHub repository URL. And after that, if you want to push git push, if you mention git push, it will directly take. If you are having multiple branches, it will take -u origin and whatever the master is there, master. If you are having a different branch name, that way it works out. These commands, these five are main important five commands when you start working on Git for the basic purpose. This takes care of it. And the status will show what exactly the status is, that where the file is exactly, whether it is in a staging area, whether it is in a modified area, that it will show. And Git log will show the history, what has been done with the commit ID, who has been committed in date and time, and the commit message. So, and this is the same thing. Any doubts, guys? Anything?
No, sure. Like till committing and pushing to the master repository, I have no doubts till now.
Okay, what about others?
No doubt. So while working, we'll get doubt, I think. So.
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to give you an assignment. Don't worry. You will get the doubts. Today only I'm giving it to you. So branching, as we hear by the word branching means we correlate to a tree, right? The same way here it works out. See, as in the picture, if you are seeing, this is Git and this is the master branch. And from the master branch, we have multiple branches. Means this code is the main code and each branch has a replica of that code. Means they may have changes in this code, means, but if you want to go back again to the same thing, we'll go to the trunk. The same way here it is being mentioned like this. This is a synonym how we exactly mention the branching. Here it plays the master, means we are having the master code here and some changes in that master code. If you want to have a new feature and you don't want to touch this master code, so you will create a new branch and you will create add new features into this one. And again you get another requirement and you want to create a new branch and you have created a new one. But at some point you feel that okay, I have to get the master one and master code and I have to start a new thing. So again it will be here from the master branch. So every branch will have more changes and each branch we may have multiple changes, but master branch will have the source code. What exactly the starting code you have been kept, that code will be here. It will not be having all these branches codes. If you want, you can push it. If you want, you can push it, but many reject that, saying that keep the master same means not to bug free, so that if somewhere suppose you want to copy this master to some other place, means to some other server, and to want to start from the scratch with not all this requirement, so you will be taking only the master code. This is branching that we will be talking about it a lot. So this is the way how exactly it looks like as a branch tree like structure, and the same way it has been mentioned to us. So here it has been also mentioned the same thing. See, branch is the fundamental means of launching a separate line of development within a software project. So here, many branches resulting many different lines of development within a Git repository. So you can have your own copy and work on that and make modifications to it. And if the changes look fine, you can merge them to master branch. Any doubts, guys?
No, sure.
So how to create a branch? I have already shown you grid branch name. It will create the branch. So we have created here grid branch demo name. So if you see git branch, it will show the master and demo 1, demo 2. So this is the ones. And if we want to here, see, if it is in the green color and the star shows that now right now the branch is in master. If I want to move to demo 1, I will just mention git checkout demo 1. So see, we switch to branch demo 1. See, now the star. So this is the way how to check out from one branch to another branch. Now let me make the changes. Okay.
Vim demo.
Yeah, I know. In demo also, see, it is in your local, right? You will be having the same file only. This file will not go anywhere because it's in your local machine, right?
Okay,
This
okay,
is
sure.
in the
Ashok,
sorry.
after creating the branch, whatever is there in the master will be automatically, it will be duplicated to the branch, is it, Ashok?
Yes, yes.
We don't have to do anything. It will be automatically done.
Yeah, because here we have been working on the local, right? So automatically it will be present in this branch itself also. Same thing.
Okay.
But if you want to make only changes in this file, then it will be present there. So let me show you. Where I was in demo only, right? So
Vim, Ashok.
yeah, you can use VI also. It will work out. You can use Vim and VI also. Both are same only. See, now if you see, here, I have modified the file. It is showing me modified. If I add file git, and you are also seeing these are all the files which has not been added because these are all the new commits which has been taken. So if I add git add and calculator.sh, now if you see git status, it will be showing in green, that is in a staging area. Now if you git commit -m committed in the demo 1 branch.
Is this a comment we are writing, Ashok?
Yes, this is a comment. As I said, this comment is mandatory when you are pushing the committing the code, because they need to understand why exactly you push this commit. What was the reason? Means, and if you're in coding part, you will mention, I am writing this commit. I am pushing this commit for this new feature. I am pushing this feature for a bug. I am fixing the issue for this code. That's the line we exactly mentioned. But here I'm just doing a manual, so I'm just mentioning it. So now it got changed. Suppose now if I want to push it to the remote repository, git remote. I want
Ashok,
to push the
your
yes.
demo one is only the remote repository, right?
See, remote repository means GitHub.
Okay.
You understand the basic. Remote repository means the one which is not on your. See, this is my local machine. If I want to connect to some other machine, that is a remote machine, right? The machine which is for me, yours is a remote machine because I'm not able to see, I'm not able to log in. I have to connect it through some other things, right?
Okay.
Remote is a GitHub account. Means remote means where exactly the GitHub access is present. Means where exactly your repo is present in the GitHub. That is called remote repository. Uh, Go through it. Go through this commands. Means I'm sharing this PPT along with you today only. So go through it. This still has not. Still it has to be developed a lot. So but go through it. Go through it and go further. Means whatever you are having doubts, go through it. And tomorrow I'm gonna give you 30 minutes just only for your doubts. Whatever you are doing it.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Whatever you are having doubts, go through it and just check it. Okay.
Yes, Ashok. Okay.
Oh, it's already we are pushing. Yes. If it's already present means we'll push minus u origin demo one. See, I'm directly pushing to the branch, directly to the demo one branch. For the password. Now see, git log. See, committed in the demo branch where it has been committed, demo one. Now, if you go to the local remote repository, see, demo one has been recently pushed less than a minute ago. Now, if I want to add these changes or not, now I need to check, compare and pull request. So it is asking, see here it has been removed it. So if we want to add it, so if you want to commit it, this is the pull request. So these are the review changes. So here, as I said, you're gonna approve or reject this. This is a workout how exactly you're gonna comment or do it. So means if you are as your senior developer or maybe the lead will approve or maybe the comment if you he sees that okay this is not good he will leave a comment and he see pull others means the same request author cannot approve it because someone has to approve it. So that exactly the comment that everything will be done here. This how exactly the pull request works out. We will be discussing a lot again as I mentioned. Just want to go here. If I merge this pull request, it will be confirming the merge. Now it's the pull request successfully merged and closed. Means this code has been merged into the master directly. Now the file has been changed. So if you go to the file, see, I have been removed and it has been to the master also. So if I go to the DevOps Git teaching, if you see the 4 commits, see here I have committed it and I have merged this pull request into the demo 1. So in the master it is there, and demo 1 also it will be having the same code. See, in the demo it will be showing only this one, but in the master I have committed this change to the master, so it is considering this change. This is a branching, means the branch will be having different type of things. In the demo it is still, because it is having the master, it is having only thing, but in the demo 1 we have made the changes. It is considering the 3 changes, whatever we have done it. You guys are getting it right? Means I'm going fast or slow, just let me know, because Git as the way of working, my speed is a little fast, so that's the reason I'm asking you. Is it okay if I have to go very slow? Just tell me so that I will go very slow only.
Actually, from the branch concept, you picked up your speed, Ashok.
Okay, let me. So see here the Git log. Is the Git log? See, it has been updated now. Head 1 is demo. So what exactly you want to understand about the branching? Means do you have any doubts, and you
No, no,
want
no,
me to start from the first start?
no, not from the beginning, Ashok.
Okay, so where exactly? Means you understood this concept, right? The
Yes,
branching concept, you understood it.
yes, Ashok, yes.
So you can create the branch that you are able to understand, that how to create a
Yes,
branch, how to check out the branch, and
Ashok,
how
yes,
to what are the branches we are there.
yes, Ashok, yes.
That you are able to understand. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine then. Okay, let me go through here. So now if I'm clicking grid branch, there are 3 branches. Okay, demo 1, demo 2, master. So I have checked out from master to if I want to check out from demo 1 to demo 2, means I want to switch the branch. So I will be using git checkout demo. What is the branch name? Demo 2. So it switched to the demo branch 2 branch. Okay, now you are good, right? Now you are okay.
Yes, Ashok.
Up to now you are fine. Now if I want to, means here in the demo 2 also it's the same file, right? So I'm gonna change. I want to make some modifications in the file. I'm modifying the calculator file. So it is having the same code. See, in the demo 2, it is having the same file which has been present in the master. Okay, you are seeing the difference, right? Guys, are you with
No,
me?
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the demo 2 file, when we have means when we have created demo 2, it has automatically taken the old file, means the master file, it has been taken. So the master, it was having read ABC. It was an old code, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sure.
It is showing the same one. Now, if I want to add these changes, I'm just adding some comments. Now I have changed it. Now if I add, hit add. Now if you see git status, what it will show is that this file has been modified. Means calculator.sh file has been modified. It has been modified in the working directory. Now if I want to add, git add calculator.sh. If you go to the git status, so this has been into the staging file. If I want to push, git push -u origin. Now I'm not going to give master. I'm going to give demo2 because I want to push the same branch code into the demo2. I don't want to make the changes in the master. I want to push into the git push -u origin demo2. If I push it here, whatever the changes I've made in this file, it will be pushed to the demo2 branch. So again, the password. Oh, sorry, my bad. Didn't got entered at all. Okay, now it got posted. Suppose now if you see git log here, it has been, oh, I have not committed. Sorry. I have not committed at all. Without commit, it will not take it. See, if I am pushing also, it is saying the up to date because I have not committed this change at all. See, that's the reason it is not accepting. It was not updated.
Yeah, Ashok.
Yes.
Sorry, Ashok, I need to drop. Actually, I have to move office actually. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you can watch
I
the
will go.
last 15 minutes recording. Means I will be going up to 10:30 only. So that's fine.
Because I have a meeting at 11 a.m.
Yeah, sure. You can drop it.
Thank you.
Just go through the recording after 15 minutes.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I see git log, see I have it has been pushed to the demo2. Now if you go to the UI to the GitHub and if you click on the DevOps Git exam, it will be showing compare and to see demo2 has some recent changes. So what is the code? So for that we will be seeing the just gonna demo2 because the master and demo2 are two different. Means The demo 2, whatever has been there, it has not been in the master yet. See, it has been removed. Now it will be asking whether you want to have that compare and pull it. So let me compare and pull the request. Let's see. See, it will not automatically merge. That's fine. Create a pull request. See, now here we are getting conflicts. Here it is coming the conflicts. Why it is coming? See, in the demo 2, it is having this file. In the master, it is having this line. Are you guys understanding it?
Yes, sure.
Yes, sir.
So this is the way how exactly the conflicts came. See, in the same line means in the same code, the below lines are the same thing. I didn't modify anything, but on the top of the line, I've kept it as add calculator file, and for the demo 2, I made it as add the modified the file for demo 2. So now here it is a conflict came. So if you have modified the same lines at some point in your code, so this is the way the conflicts comes. Now you have to resolve it. The thing is that you have to remove this line first and this line first, and you can take this one and now if you commit merge,
To
now
be
it has
modified
been,
in master as well, Ashok.
yeah, we are pushing the demo 2 changes directly to the master. See, wants to merge 2 commits into master from demo 2. So directly I am making the changes into the master from the demo 2. Now I am merging the pull request. Now the merge is done. Now the files has been changed. Now if you see in the master, the new line will be coming modified line for demo 2. So if you go to the code, and if you see there will be 7 commits. So these are the commits: merge branch master into demo 2, modified file, merge pull request from the demo 2. So if the master file, if you go to the code, we can make the changes directly on the Git also, but if you wanted to see UI fairly how exactly it works out here, so if you see the history, it will be showing what are the files it has been modified like this. So this is the way how you are going to merge and modify the files. This is the branching how exactly this works out. So if you goes to the demo 1, the demo 1 will be having, see the demo 1 branch is actually 4 commits behind master. The demo 2 will be up to date because we have just pushed it. So one command behind master. Why? Because here it is having only 2 files. So to make it same thing, so you can just click on this. It will be asking able to merge. That's it. The changes have been merged. And if the same way goes for the demo 1, so what are all the commits it has been made, it will be showing here. Any doubts, guys? Means this is the branching how it works out. In the main way I have told about the merging also and the conflicts also. Any doubts?
No, so actually, as Ashwin said, like after working only, we'll come across the doubts.
Yeah, you will. You have to. That's the reason I'm going to tell you. So one thing you have to do is that if you want to take this means in open source projects. I'm just going to give an overview how exactly it works out. In open source, if I have to work on this code, I want to do it. You can use this fork. You can use this fork, and with this fork, you will be able to get this this DevOps Git teaching repo on your GitHub account. So what you have to do is that, so for this reason, I'm going to give you, this is a training profile. Okay. So you have to fork this repository. Just go to this one. So here, this is the assignment for you. Go to this GitHub directly training. Okay. Fork the repository. Just click on the fork. As how I have forked, you have seen about the fork, right? How I have forked the Python one. Do you guys want me to show you again?
No, you cloned it, Ashok. You didn't fork it.
No, I have this one, right? Fork from Geeks Computer.
Okay, okay.
Okay, let me show you. See, this is the show me code Python. Okay, now I'm forking it. Forking is that to have on your GitHub account, on your remote repository, on your remote machines. So this is the Python. I'm just gonna change the name to demo. Okay. Now here I'm just gonna fork this one. So what this fork is that it will be creating this total repo in my remote repository in my GitHub account. So whatever the name it has been have been in the show me the code. See here it will be shown fork from the show me code Python. So whatever the code has been present for them, it will be there in my machine. Okay. This is the way how to fork. So the same way you have to fork this training one. Okay, to your GitHub account, and you have to open that forked repository. Means whatever you have done, open the forked repository, and you have to clone that forked repository to your local computer. Means you have to copy this forked repository to your computer, to your local computer. So for that, what you have to use the command
Git clone and copy paste.
Yes, that's right. Git clone and copy paste this URL. So automatically it will clone to your local machine. Now, once you have done to that, so once you have cloned your repository to the local machine, now there you will be getting 3 files. Means where is it? I don't know how many files I have I'm forking. Okay. So you will be having, once you clone, you will be having a folder called training. In that you will be having these 3 files: Linux, networking, scripting. So now what you have to do is that, so Puneet will make changes to the file named Linux. So he will be making changes to the Linux. What he is going to change in Linux is that he will be writing his name, some admin commands, whatever he feels like he wants to write, he will be writing some admin commands, and some 3-4 sentences what he has learned about Linux in that Linux command in that file. And Yashwant will go to the file named scripting, and he will also do the same thing. He will be writing his name, creating something about the scripting. Means what about the conditionals, or maybe whatever you feel, you write something of your choice and what you learned from that module. And same goes for the Nagesh. He will be going for the networking file, and same his name and importance of networking of the module, and 3-4 sentences. Once you are done, means once you modified the file Linux, save the changes. Okay, initiate, add it, and commit the changes. Push the changes to your GitHub account. Means whatever you are saving the changes, means to your repositories, push the changes. Next, open the repository and create a pull request. That pull request will be shown here. Means once you have done, means once you push the files, automatically it will be asking me to create a pull request. Means to asking me to accept these changes or not. So that I have to see on the on my this repo that this pull request has come for me. You guys understood exactly what I'm telling you, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Ashok.
Okay, now I'm going to share this file. Along this, I'm going to share this PPT. Don't check, don't go further because you will not be able to see this. We will be discussing about this a lot tomorrow. I'm sharing this one with you. If you feel like try to answer these questions, means from your side, the time is already a lot. And about the forking and pull request a lot, I'm going to discuss about. See, this is the same thing how they fork it and how exactly the pull request works out. This is the same thing, and I have to add some more slides a lot on this. So this is actually about Git. This is the how we, and we will be tracking how the stashing done and how the unstashing done. These things we'll be discussing tomorrow. Do you guys have any questions?
No, Ashok, as of now.
Any questions? Just questions, just let me know. So this is the way how exactly it works out. As I said, keep this password file at some place. Don't forget it. So that way it works out.
It's a
Any
token.
doubt? Let me know. Come on, guys.
Ashok, in this GitHub account, Ashok, I have a doubt.
Yes, tell me. Come on, guys. Tell me.
Can you go for that tab, Ashok, for the GitHub thing? Yes. Can you open this master file? Like we have committed like many 3 to 4 commits.
That's
DevOps
actually
learn.
master branch, not file. That's a master branch.
Okay, okay, master branch.
Branching. We just discussed about the branching, right? That's a branch. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, 7 commits.
Yes.
Yes, here there are verified symbols are there for different things. That means
Yes.
we have performed only 4 commit things, right?
No, verified means that what exactly here we have checked and we have verified it, right? These are the pull requests, right?
Okay,
These
that
are all
means
pull
you have done
requests.
that.
Yes.
Main
Yes. These I have done and I compared and pushed it.
done.
This one is that I have directly done it on the GitHub account directly from my side. So that's it. The first commit I have not done anything. I've done it from my local and I've just pushed it.
Okay.
So this verified and everything will comes into the picture. As I said, see here, when you push
And
the codes, and what exactly you have done going forward. So there you will be having this comments means once you get the pull request, as I shown, there is approve, comment and review it.
okay.
So if you approve that, mean the same person who provides the pull request, he will not be able to approve it. So to the person who exactly has done it, see, whatever has been done, it will be showing like this. Means if the person's organization based on that. Means I am comparing and accepting the pull request. So that's the reason it is verified.
Okay. Done, Ashok.
Okay. Let me upload it to Drive. So in the meanwhile, just stop the recording.